Good afternoon. My name is Steve Davis, and today I want to take you through Pointe Royale Golf Village. The reason I'd like to do this today is a few years ago, my wife and I began to purchase condos, nightly rentals, vacation condos in the Branson area, and we put those on the familiar websites like Airbnb, VRBO. And one of the things that we've felt like that we haven't really been able to effectively market is the fact that we feel like that we have very nice condos in the Branson area, especially when we compare them to the condos that we look at before we purchased our current condos. Branson's growth was in the late 80s, early 90s, so you have a lot of condos here that are 30 years old or older, and haven't had a lot of remodels or renovations done to the condos during that time. So when my wife and I had purchased the condos that we currently own, we began to remodel them before we ever listed those condos, and really pretty extensively. I mean, and the first condo we purchased, we actually took it down to the bare walls, had custom cabinets built, quartz countertops, repainted everything, removed vanities. Everything really was refinished, redone to a totally new condo, and then all of the furnishings, TVs that we added were top-notch, sleeper sofas by Lazy Boy, smart TVs, anything that we could think of to make the vacation experience for somebody who's going to stay with us, that much better. So my thought today is that possibly the best way to actually begin to share that experience may be that I begin to share some of the things that are around our condos, so that if you consider staying with us, that you would have some foresight to what you may experience whenever you come to one of our condos for a stay. And as I mentioned, Pointe Royale is the resort that I'm driving through today. Pointe Royale has about 1,000 addresses within its gates. It's a gated community. Of course, you saw a few minutes ago, we drove through the gate, and has an 18-hole championship golf course. Just a beautiful, beautiful area. It resides on the lake, resides on the bank of Lake Taneycomo. Lake Taneycomo is known for its wonderful trout fishing. Has numerous hiking trails from this subdivision, and we meet here one of the groundskeepers. I don't know if you were able to see that or not, but just large maintenance crew that keeps up the grounds here at Pointe Royale, and just really, really beautiful area. So this is my first YouTube video. I apologize for that, I guess, and the fact that it's probably not very refined. But I did, like I said, if this gains any traction, if I see that it helps people maybe make their vacation decisions, even if it's to stay with this or not, I figure the more information I can get into the hands of somebody that could use it, the better. So at this point, we've driven through the west side of Pointe Royale. We're getting down into the part of Pointe Royale where the clubhouse is. The clubhouse contains a very nice fitness center. We won't go through that today. I'm just going to stay in the truck. It's very hot today, so I'm going to stay in the truck and just drive around the resort and show you some of the amenities here at the Pointe Royale. And of course, being a championship golf course, it has a very nice clubhouse here with a restaurant, fitness center, also a pro shop. The area also has a indoor and outdoor pool. There's actually a few outdoor pools on the property, and Also tennis courts, very nice tennis courts, basketball in this area. Wait just a minute for this person to pull out. And if you're familiar with the Branson area, this Pointe Royale is pretty much south of the Branson 76 strip, runs east and west. Pointe Royale is due south of the strip, and just a beautiful area. Out of those 1,000 addresses I mentioned a few minutes ago, there's only probably 8 or 10 building lots left. There's a pretty sizable speed strip in the subdivision, but just a beautifully maintained subdivision. And so 2 of our condos are currently in Pointe Royale. Probably should have actually drove you by what we call number 2. Number 2 condo is actually just as it sounds. It was the second condo we purchased in the subdivision. And I want to take you through the residential part of the subdivision first, though, before we go back to the condos themselves, so you kind of get a feel for the area. Won't go down all the streets, but I did want to show you some of the things that you might want to try if you're staying with us. About to turn down this street that goes to Lake Taneycomo. If you're in the area and you're staying at one of our condos within the Pointe Royale subdivision, you'll actually be able to have access to the Lake Taneycomo from a walking perspective. You can wade and fish from the banks for trout. There's also a playground and barbecue pits down at the end of the street. So I wanted to go down to the end of the street and show you those things before we go around to the rest of the residential areas. And of course, Lake Taneycomo is a very popular area for fishing. And I don't know if you can see or not, but there's actually some kayaks that are, won't go down any farther, but just well, I may here. We'll go down just a little bit farther, and I'll show you some of Lake Taneycomo. Lake Taneycomo is actually below the dam of Table Rock Lake. So Table Rock Lake is just probably less than 2 miles from the subdivision. So if you wanted to come and bring your boat for skiing, tubing, or anything else that has to do with the lake, we also have boat parking within the resort, so that's not a big deal to park your boat within the resort and have some security around it, so that you can be feel somewhat safe in the knowledge that we do have somebody watching the gate. Of course, if I parked a boat here, I'd want to make sure that I had a lock on the trailer just in case. But we'll go back up to the top of the hill here, and actually I think that rather than go down to the rest of the subdivision, I'll probably just take you by the condos that we have here in Pointe Royale. There's some people playing golf, and go back up to the top of the hill here. I should have mentioned a few minutes ago that this was actually Wimbledon Drive, in case that you needed to know that. And like I said before, I apologize that this is my first YouTube video, so I'm sure that there's things that I should be doing that I'm not, and things I'll learn as I post more videos, hopefully in the future. So we'll go back down to what we're going to call Turnberry Drive. It's where our third condo is located. We've actually made an offer on another condo here in the subdivision, so we're waiting. We'll know more next week whether we're going to close on that condo or not. If we do, our plan is to actually begin to it'd probably be 2 to 3 weeks before we could actually close. But as we get closer to the closing and begin to renovate and to furnish that condo, what we'd like to do is actually make a few videos of that happening, so that as you plan your vacations, if it's a condo that you might be interested in, that you could actually, see it being, come together and actually have some perspective on whether it would be some place that you would feel like that you'd want a vacation. The condo that we've made our offer on is actually just been renovated, so it won't take a lot of work to get it ready for vacation rentals. We plan on changing some of the curtains. It has the slats for some of the window treatments, and we plan to put curtains on those just to make them a little bit more homey feeling. It's a really neat condo, and in fact it's on 2 levels, has 2 large patio decks. One of those are screened, walks out onto an area that has a small waterfall and fountain and a gazebo beside it. It's a really nice little peaceful area right behind the condos to sit and relax and have a picnic or lunch or dinner. But like I said, we'll know more about that hopefully. If I could post another video in another week or so, I'll give you more information on that. Coming down the hill of Turnberry Drive, and Turnberry Drive backs up to the, I think it's the 16th hole of Pointe Royale's golf course, and about to come down to our condo. It's an upper level condo, and backs directly up to the green. There's a small creek that goes behind the condo. I probably won't go out of the truck today, since it's the first video, and show you the creek, and we won't be able to see it. But there's a creek and a fountain directly behind. I think you may be able to see the fountain back there. But beautiful area on the back porch, really peaceful area, really beautiful area down in this area of Pointe Royale. And as you can see, not a lot of people here today. It's a Sunday afternoon, and typically people have checked out that are staying at the resort. Be a whole new group of people come in this afternoon, but still, it's the resort's big enough to where there's a lot of people here on the property throughout the summer, but it's large enough to where it never feels really busy. And neat part about Pointe Royale, in my mind, is the fact that it's such a mature resort or a subdivision that it really has a lot of character. A lot of the houses, and I apologize that I didn't have this planned out better than I did, but possibly next time I'll actually give you a better perspective on the resort itself. Like I said, the intent of the video today is to actually begin to try to educate you as somebody who may be considering staying in Branson on the condos that my wife and I own here in the Branson area, so that if you decide to stay with us, you would be very knowledgeable about the area. If I didn't know, if I lived away from this area and was trying to vacation in Branson, and my thought is that having a video or videos of the area would help give some perspective on places I'd want to stay, things I may want to do while I'm here. So so like I said, that's the intent of the area. So I said earlier, I believe that we've got 3 condos in the area. We won't be able to see the first condo. It's actually on Table Rock Lake in Hollister, Missouri, which is not far from here. It's on the other side of Table Rock Dam. And possibly next video also that we might be able to spend a few minutes showing you that area, because it's another really beautiful area. If you haven't spent time in the Ozarks, beautiful place to stay in the summertime. not only because of the Branson area and the things to do and the restaurants and attractions that are in the Branson area, but also because of the lakes and hiking and bike trails, just numerous activities to do in the summertime and fall, and actually wintertime also in the Branson area. Just really hidden gem here in the southern Midwest, I guess is what you would call it. But I'm coming up here on the what we call our second condo. This is on Avondale Drive. I'll pull up to the front drive here. This condo has handicap access. There's a ramp that goes up to the door, and I'll show you there. I'll try to put the camera up there a little bit closer. But this condo, actually, the unique part about it is it backs up, and I'll show you in just a few minutes. It backs up to a playground area with a barbecue pit and a small swimming pool. So if you decide to stay in Avondale, the condo actually, and I'll show you here in just a few seconds, coming down the hill, the condo actually backs up against this playground, which is just oh, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 feet away from the pool. You can see the pool there. So just another neat area. Well, as I said, I apologize for not having this video planned out better. As I get into other videos, if this shows that, if you would give me some perspective or thoughts on whether you think that this provides any help to you. If it does, I'll post other videos to try to put some perspective on where our condos are, what are things to do in the Branson area, and specifically just give you some more perspective on what to expect whenever you're spending your vacation dollars in the Branson area. So just want to thank you for your time, and have a good day.